And I am live. I should say good afternoon, everybody. I thought it was still morning. Good afternoon, and welcome to Coffee Time Monday, July 29th, 2019. Let's let the room populate a little bit here, and happy Monday to all of you. I hope that your Monday's off to a good start. If you're on vacation, be careful out there. It's a jungle. I can tell you, haven't seen a lot of this country, particularly the upper Midwest. A lot of cops, a lot of action. Greatest ever. How you doing, Four Scores? What's up? Nice to see you. Very nice. Hello, Karina. Nice to see you today. Very nice to see you, honey. I hope you are well. And there's my daughter, Bean Sprout. How you doing, babe? Nice to see you. I hope you're coping with your pain okay and on your way to recovery. Patsy Klein, nice to see you. Greatest ever. I haven't seen you in a while. It's wonderful to see you. Wait a couple more minutes. I've got some things that came in the mail. I'm finally digging into my pile of mail. Of course, the newest stuff is on the top and some of the older stuff is on the bottom. I was away for 47 days. Mr. Z, how you doing, Mr. Z? See you in a week or so. Sam Telfer. Woo, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. Kim C, nice to see you, honey. Very nice to see you. As usual, one of my great moderators, the wheels of the channel right there, Kim C. One of my wonderful moderators. 47 days and 10,443 miles. Ontario chick. Nice to see you, Jen. There's another one of my outstanding moderators. A great person, just a beautiful soul. Tracked so many miles with me and so many hangouts in this across this great land. Thank you again, Jen, for all that you do for me, for making this channel what it is today. You guys are the best of the best of the best. You know, hey, Cobra John, how are you? Hey, Beryl. It's not easy to be a moderator. I think it's a job that a lot of people like to, they think they'd like to have a wrench on a channel. And it ends up being a position where you can garner a lot of dislike, not a lot, but some measure of dislike. But the beautiful thing about these moderators, hey, Ms. Coeli, nice to see you. The beautiful thing about these moderators is that they adapt themselves beautifully. Mouse toes, other ones, they adapt themselves beautifully to the chat. These particular mods are wonderful. They set their own way of doing things, and it's awesome. You know, they have the ability. They might not agree with everything that I do on the channel. They might not agree with friends I have or friends that I don't have on YouTube, but they put all that aside and do a wonderful, wonderful job on here. Hey, Johnny West, how are you? And for that, I want to express again my utmost appreciation. You know, Mouse Toes Juice, the new one on board, IRC Bully, who was so wonderful on our trip. JK NoCal, amongst other ones. Nicole, my good friend Nicole out here. So it's not the easiest job in the world. And like I say, it's a job that it doesn't get you garner you any great rewards, even on, you know, when I do tip out the mods here, because I feel like they do as much as I do on live streams, and they're very deserving of it. And the majority of them don't choose to participate in that, and that is their choice. They're most welcome to, but you know, they choose accordingly. So I'm very proud of all of you. Yeah, my mods are the best. Going through some stuff, huh? Thank you, Kim. You're wonderful. And Mouse Toes out there too. How wonderful. How you doing, News Unit? Yeah, I'll just say it. So I just cannot be more thankful for what they do on here, and I want to make sure I'm always putting that out, not on the daily, but at least the weekly. Hey, DF Not. Hey, you remember way back in when I was with D up in Michigan there, and we were kind of carousing and getting a little wild one night, and the you know, a sugar bowl broke. And D Dubs is like, oh man, that's a family heirloom from like 920 AD or something, something like that. You know, remember that when that thing went down, and it was like, oh crap, man, that thing is busted. You know, we were drinking away up there, and we had our backdrop. We didn't have the official library backdrop from Amazon, but we had a backdrop, and it slipped off. Well, my wonderful friend, My World in OKC, who's a beautiful gal down in Oklahoma City, she sent me a wonderful, something's wrong with my camera. Let me see. Give me a second, okay? All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let me know if it's working now. Let me know. No focus, no focus. Fluke meters are good. Yeah, let me see if this made a difference here. Sometimes this light in the background, it just overwhelms. Okay, thank you, Beryl. The light in the background just kind of overwhelms the register. All clear. Good. Well, I was telling about my friend in OKC when we smashed that sugar bowl, top of the sugar bowl, the family heirloom and all that, the handed down from generation to generation. You know, we felt bad about it. I don't know exactly how it happened. But my friend in OKC, she's so cute out there. And we were kind of joking. You buy it when you buy it with one of those things you might buy with S&H green stamps. Hey, Cornholio. Yeah, just good morning, Sean the Brit. Nice to see you. And for my birthday, she sent me a beautiful birthday card here. Just a big hello from OKC. Here's some old-time green stamps, so you remember the Sugar Bowl. Big hugs, and yeah, happy birthday. I had a great trip. I look forward to hearing all about it. Let me see if I can clean this up a bit. Hold on a minute. I don't know whether I got some kind of view on here. Let me see if I can switch. I got multiple cameras here. I paid for this Brio, which is supposed to be the expensive one, and of course it's crap. Hold on a minute. All right, we just kind of switched out the cameras here to old Sparky. No, I'm not downloading anything. How's that? A little better? How's that? How's that? Is that better? On there. Sucks. So I got the other cam going now. Still a little blurry. That's weird. Huh? I don't understand that. So it's probably just the light in the background or whatever. I think by maybe closing out of that, some of those outtakes. I don't know. So, well, we'll see. We'll have to know Chuck Nugget. It's not blurry as shit. So have a great day. Yeah. Jen, are you uploading something? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to stop the chat and come back later. I think it's because Jen is uploading a video here that it's using up too much bandwidth here. Huh? Okay. Well, is it in that much of a hurry to get it uploaded, or let's see if that cleared it up any. All right, let's see how that works. All right. All right. How you doing, McFly? Let's see if that's a little better now. Let me unplug and replug. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. I am back. Anyway, she sent me this wonderful, and it really is a trip down memory lane, this S&H green stamps book, which I think is pretty funny. I remember these as a kid, filling these up. And you can get a nice sugar bowl, nice replacement sugar bowl. If that's better, I'm going to switch back to the other cam here. Uh, all right, there we go. So everything should be all good. All right, here we go. So anyway, I thought that was very cute that she sent that out. Okay, we're all clear now. Good. Isn't that cute? Tens and 50s saver book. This book takes only tens and 50s. 1,200 stamps equals one book. I remember being at the AMP and all that and having all of these, the ladies all going crazy of getting these. The cash value of 300 stamps is 50 cents. And the cash value of a completed book of stamps is 1,200 stamps is $2. I don't know what the date on this is, but this sucker's got some age to it. Instructions: Sperry and Hutchinson Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. That was pretty cool. And I remember the days of the old punch cards and when I did computer. First started on a mainframe computer in 1960s, 1975, 1976, was a digital equipment mainframe that took up a whole darn air-conditioned room. Hello, Joseph Hannon. How are you? Let's check out the side chat. Hey, Sister Earth. So thank you very much for the wonderful card. My girl in OKC. Yeah, you missed me out on the road. I know. And yeah, let's get Cat Cooper said to shut your pie hole. What's that all about? I don't know. I just, you know, there's obviously much more going on between Mallory and Cooper than I was ever aware of. It's up to them to straighten it out. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get involved in that and have that on here today. Then Dagan Hills, another one of my wonderful subscribers on here. This is a real meteorite that came from outer space here. It's cool. It's in the little envelope there. You probably can't see it. And it's made into a pendant. It said this would be good for interplanetary journeys for Curvella. So thank you for being so kind to me and all of your wonderful work on adventures on YouTube. Much respect. Dagan Hills out there. So Dagan Hills, thank you very, very, very much for that. Awesome of you to send that out, a little 5 gram thing. And he's been a wonderful subscriber. You often see him on the chats. A really nice guy. And that is a piece of real meteorite on there. Probably won't be able to focus, but it's pretty darn cool. There it is. All right, which is pretty wild. Sweet Pineapple said, "Hi Rosie, strange not seeing you in the van." You know, it is strange not being in the van. Let's see. Yeah, and please, you know, if you haven't hit the side chat, Rosie, I read on a comment that Elvis Guys. Who's Elvis Guys? Oh, that Elvis Guys is coming to the Rancho. I have no idea. It's news to me. I'm going to be on the road a lot coming up. So I thank Dagan Hills for that. It's a Camp DC Yellow Mike meteorite from Gran Chaco, Gualamba, Argentina, 500 miles northwest of Buenos Aires. So pretty interesting. Camacite, iron, nickel. It's just got all the composition and stuff. So I was very happy to open it up and find this inside. What a wonderful, wonderful person. First time seeing Rosie live at the Rancho. It's been a lot of people have come on board lately. Yes, this is the living room in the Rancho here. So glad to have you along. So thank you. Nebraska Trooper Stop update on like I want to say the 18th of June of 2000 of this year, while motoring eastbound on I-80 through Nebraska. I was approaching our exit, Kearney exit on I-80 to get off to the what was going to be effectively the last hotel next to the last night. Next to last night in the van. So as I was making my way over to the exit, there was a police car stopped on the side, and it had somebody stopped with him there. And evidently, I did not, because my exit was coming up, I did not pull enough over to the left to give him, I guess he felt enough safe space there on his stop. So he chased us down. And what happened next was very, very unusual to me. This officer separated D and I, interrogated us separately in his vehicle, conducted a search of the vehicle, and I thought that the whole thing was really, got straight curtains for the new people. I thought, hey, Tanya, I thought it was very strange that I'd never in my life on a traffic stop ever been separated or anything. And, I stopped when I was in Omaha, I pulled off for the Motel 6, which was the last night. I guess that was like the 19th of June. I stopped off at the trooper headquarters. I pulled off the exit in Omaha, and gee, there's the Nebraska State Police barracks headquarters for that division, and I filed a complaint. I never really thought that I would hear anything, but I did get a letter, and Jen apprised me that the letter came in the mail and said that the video has been reviewed. So I called out there today, and the officer that was reviewing it is nowhere to be found now. There's, like the woman says, he no longer works in this division. I said, do you know which branch he's attached to? She's like, no, we don't have any information at this time. So I explained to her what was going on. She put me in touch with a lieutenant on the desk there, and he's like, well, I got good news and bad news. And he's like, the bad news is you're not going to probably be able to talk to the officer that did the investigation and reviewed the tape. The good news is you're welcome to come out to Nebraska and have your moment in court. Can you imagine that? I'm going to drive 1,800 miles back to Kearney, Nebraska to stand trial. And I'm like, what the serious hell? Ray says they were looking for weed. You didn't have to allow them to search your vehicle. Well, it's always fine to say that when you're sitting here. Hey, Simon, how you doing, sweetie? It's always fine to sit on the keyboard and say you didn't have to let them do this or you didn't have to let them do that. This guy was pretty straight up. I don't want to say nasty, but you never know. Dagan Hills, thank you, sweetie. I was just on earlier showing everybody the beautiful meteorite that you sent me in the wonderful letter. Thank you very much. Love having you as a subscriber. Yeah, fly out there and shut their ass up. Hey, handsome Robert, how are you? Yeah, see, J Money, that's the thing I have to be concerned about. J Money says, hey, Rosie, I'm glad they didn't plant, it was a $149 ticket. Like, I'm glad they didn't plant drugs on your van. And that was my big concern. You never know what's going to happen. Guy gets kind of irritated. A couple coming through from California. Maybe looks kind of sketchy. The white panel van is like, hey, they're giving me a little too much crap. They don't want to search the van. Oh, I'm looking in the, just grabbing the passenger seat there or something. Oh, look what I found. A little baggie of crap, man. You're a goner. You're a goner. At that point, you got to kind of be able to assess the situation. Sandy Callie, how are you, sweetie pie? Yeah, it was a chicken shit ticket, McFly, because my exit was literally 250 feet ahead of where he was stopped with somebody at the beginning of the exit ramp. So I had no other way to hit my exit in Kearney there than to go over to the exit lane. I wasn't going to go 90 miles to the next exit in Nebraska. It's a big state. It's like 425 miles across Nebraska. So, you know what I did? I just sucked it up and paid it today because I figure as much as I'm going to be traveling and the way computerization is, and then you go to renew your California plates and there's like, oh, sorry, we have a cooperative arrangement. You got to pay off this parking ticket. I mean, it happens, right? It absolutely happens. Yeah, Kitten Cat says you save 5K on the trip. You can afford a little ticket. Very true. Very true. It's just that they kind of got you by the nuts, you know, because you're not going to go back and do that. Thank you, Hippie Chick. Enjoyed watching it. Trip, excellent content. Original Al said, hello, BB. It's hard dealing with. Please, you don't want to disrespect, but you don't want to be treated like crap either. Like I say, you're at the middle of the United States. There's nobody around. You're tired as a dog from having driven from Salt Lake to Kearney. I don't know how many miles that is, Salt Lake City to Kearney, Nebraska. And you're kind of irritable, and you're thinking that you maybe want to go to war with this guy, but then it's like, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, you're at their mercy out there. It's not like a city with a lot of people around that they're maybe not they're going to pull. They're not going to pull that level of shenanigans. So, hey, Harvey, how are you? Sorry I missed you. Yeah, the side chats. I don't always see all the side chat. Yeah, George is barking at something out there. So I went ahead and paid that today. And I'd also had a small parking ticket from Baltimore. When I went to the Edgar Allan Poe grave site, I guess I overstayed by about 20 minutes, but that was a cheap ticket. Hey, Glinda, how are you? That was that. Then I went over to the Dodge dealer this morning, and I ordered up a new key. You know that damn key is going to take till August 20th to get made. August 20th. So I'm going to have to be real careful when I'm down in Las Vegas not to pop the key away somewhere on that trip, man. That's the time I got to leave the van in Vegas. Just tow it off to the damn yard and let me pay the $20 or $25 a day storage fee. I'll just fly home. How you doing, Vanessa? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, went to Edgar Allan Poe's grave. $130 for that. Ian McFly says you should have told the cop you're a YouTube celebrity. They would have dropped it. They would have. Yeah, it has a chip in it. Original ad. It all has a transponder in it that communicates. Yeah, Mr. Z's got me all covered. It's got a transponder that communicates. They have to have your VIN number. Had to have the identification. It's got to be. You know, they don't let everybody cut keys to vehicles. That's what the Dodge dealer told me. They have one central place that produces the keys, the transponder keys. And they do that on purpose. And there's a certain verification process that they go through on that. Guy wanted to check my mileage. He went out and looked at some hidden thing on the vehicle somewhere. You know, he's like, you know, I have to ask you to wait here. I can't let you see this part of it. And he's put his head under the hood. And, you know, I guess he thought I swapped out the engine. something like that. You know, something crazy ass like that. Yeah, you remember when keys hit other car? That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, when that guy came out that night to get me into my van, which was parked on the parade route in Cheyenne, Wyoming, he's like, look, I can get into any car. Okay, but what I can't do is you got this Dodge Ram, which we never see out here, these utility vans. They're like West Coast thing out there. And he's like, you know, I can get into the van, which he did, and the alarm's gone off and everything. But he said, I cannot make a key for this thing. He said, if it was any other vehicle, but because it's made by Fiat, you know, they have this wretched key that nobody carries the fobs to it and all that kind of crap. So, yeah, job security. This guy that came out, you know, was outstanding. 30 years as a locksmith. It took him about 3 minutes to get into the car. He had these little, they look like teeny tiny little chopsticks, and he was going in there and just doing the little adjustments, and finally he got it open. You should have showed the cop your boobs. Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, that's really a good thing, Rosie, about not everyone can cut a key. I kind of agree. Hello, Josh. Thank you. Welcome back to the Rancho. Is the lens okay? Let me try unplugging it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Bing. I don't know. I'm so sick of this. The resolution's so good on regular cameras and stuff. How's that? How's that? The res is a bit 10-1. Thank you. Joan Ann says, I'm headed to Kearney tomorrow. I'm a little nervous about the I-80 troopers. Just give plenty of right away. I know I would have never had a problem. I would have never had a problem. Is it okay? Hobson Jordan, there. Is it a breathalyzer? Nay, there's Cassidy. Oh, it's way worse. I don't know what's going on here. All blurry. Shit. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. I'm back to the other camera. We're just gonna let it rip. I don't know what the hell is going on. Bring it closer to you. If it was any closer, I'd be eating it. Quit buying cameras for $1. This was not a cheap one. Bitching, fussing, cussing. Yet Nebraska state troopers harass people without out-of-state plates. It's a fact. I live here. Well, I don't know what to say. Thank you very much, Catcher on the Rye Bread. Welcome home. I saw all the grasshoppers, roaches, and grasshoppers. I'll be there to personally check that out. I think on the 18th of August, I should be back in town. No, fat bastard. I haven't unblocked everybody. I have a priority list that I'm going down. I haven't really taken the time on YouTube I haven't really taken the time to do that yet. Susie says, great shirt. Thank you very much, Susie. And thanks again for your wonderful, the beef sticks that you sent to us were absolutely tasty. The kosher, the pepper one. Also had the, there was one that was called, I don't know whether it was a tamale or a Portuguese one, which was really outstanding. Let's see, those blocks have plenty of other accounts. Hey, cute kitty. I'm doing good. We'd love to see you in the crystal clear rosiness. Crystal clear again. I don't think Bully's going to, you know, Bully was a really nice guy when I met him, Kit and Kat. I don't think he's going to be blocking anybody on here. How long are you staying in Vegas? I think I'll be in Vegas for about 5 or 6 days in Las Vegas down there. I think we'll have a lot of fun. I'm going to try to do some alternative things down there too. Let's see. That's it. Susie says, so welcome, Rosie. Kosher's always way better. Well, you don't have to worry about it. Hey, Mark Handler. Rosie, did you block people for trolling that Elvis guy? No, I don't. I don't block people on the channel. There were very few. I'm not going to say I don't. But there was, you know, sometimes when I'm a little exhausted or something, and something will come up on the chat, I might just remove somebody, but very, very rarely. So how would you know I have Alpha Wolf blocked unless you're Alpha Wolf? So Fat Bastard said, I hope Elvis takes care of himself. It is hot in Arizona, and sure is. It ain't no joke. Got to be way vile. Yeah, there's very few people get blocked off of this channel. Will D-Dub be in Las Vegas when you're there? I believe he will be. I think that we're going to be at chooching together. Harry Bullbag greets from Thailand. Nice to see you. Now, what else did I want to talk about? So that's the update. I've got the key done. Yeah, so other things I need to do, I have about 4 more videos to put together from the trip, most of which feature Alpine Girl on here, Alpine Gulch. Thank you, Amy. I just put this on. It's really hot today, so I just put this on for a little while. So I'm trying to get stuff done. I haven't decided on my phone. As some of you may know, I was getting a tire dealt with in Detroit. And I was outside the tire place. They did a great job, Bell Tire up in Detroit. And my phone slipped off the top of the trash can, landed on the concrete and smashed. Well, I'd had it for 14 months, had Gorilla Glass on it. But, you know, But I have to decide whether to replace the screen or go with the 10, the S10. And of course, the S10 has the wider angle, which is nice. Have you ever done a video of how and what you prepare for a road trip and overnights in the van? I do have sweet pineapple. There's plenty of things on under the RV playlist about the various RVs I've had and preps for the trip. Diane says, hi, Rosa. They're going to put in some fancy upscale stores next to Sportsman's Lodge. Good news. The hotel and pool are staying. Coffee shop, too, I think. I don't know about that. Elvis can work as a roadside tire mascot. I don't know. That was a bad day in Detroit. I lost a tire. I thought I lost a rim. I thought that, I smashed the phone. I put 2 lanyards in the mail today to keep your keys around. Oh, isn't that sweet? Thank you, Arkansas Traveler. That's great. What I'm going to do, too, is Mark Handler had outstanding, take care, Mr. Z, be careful. Let's see. He had a great idea. Take your spare key and zip tie it underneath of the vehicle. Don't just put it up underneath the fender. You know how many gangbangers are just automatically reaching up under the fender well to feel if there's to see if there's a key up there. So I liked his idea of zip tying that extra key onto the vehicle itself. Penny Pincher says, I'm going to be doing a separate stream tonight on what worked and what didn't on this trip, what was outstanding and what wasn't. Penny Pincher says, can you name one thing that you had on your trip that you were thankful for and didn't think you would really use? I thought I'd be, you know what? I was really thankful for my big charge block. It's a 30-hour, 30,000 milliamp hour charging block. And I thought I would be able to get more charge on the road or occasionally be in a hotel, but I wasn't. For some 40 days, I was in the van. And I had to depend with no place to plug in to get that charge up. And the little bit of time that I did driving in the van, some days it was long, some days it was short. That Immuto block was able to get up to keep that at 100%. I could always charge my phone. That thing was one of the indispensable things on the trip, was to have a huge charging block that I could use too. So there's one thing I was thankful. I didn't think I'd need that much, but I did. Mark Handler said my idea was put it in the luggage, but that one's a good one too. The problem is, Mark, is putting it in the luggage. I'm living in the van, so if my van is locked up, then but if I have it zip tied underneath to something that I physically have to crawl under and recover it, that's a pretty good thing. That's a pretty good thing. So I think Detroit really surprised you. I was also impressed, to be honest. Very clean and nice city. McFly, I'll tell you, downtown core Detroit is beautiful. And it's like Baltimore. Downtown core Baltimore is beautiful. And I think Donald Trump came out yesterday and announced that, like Baltimore's a rat-infested shithole falling apart at the seams or something like that. Well, it's like Detroit. It has a beautiful core downtown. And then you get into miles of just rottenness around it, which is horrible crime, not much gang activity, but a lot. Baltimore's not known for gangs. But you have a lot of drug activity, a lot of solo artists that are out there doing drugs. Hey, how you doing, Colleen? Nice to see you. And Detroit was very nice at that core, but outside, as you guys saw on my live stream, the good and the hood, there were some incredibly rotten areas of Detroit where houses were literally just collapsing in, burned down, stripped out. And the same as Baltimore, the row houses are just gutted. Their boards are pulled off. You got shooting galleries in there and all that. Yeah, Tanya says I'd call him a rat, but that's an insult. See, 45 is a POS. His son is a slum landlord. I haven't had a chance yet, Carlos. I'm going to be doing that as soon as I clear off of this hangout. I promise you. I got the computer right here. I didn't fire. I fired the computer up one day on the road in Toronto and never opened it again. Okay, because it's like a pain in the butt. I haven't done anything to get the channels. You know, I have to work on getting the channels remonetized. It's going to need a lot of time. Going to need a lot of time to tear into that, and I will do that. And please, you know, if you haven't thumbs up the stream, please do so. Detroit's mayor embezzled millions. He's in prison. Yeah, that was Kirkpatrick or something. Kilpatrick, the mayor of Detroit. It's sad that most cities only worry about the core appearance and they don't give a rat's ass about the external parts. I kind of agree, Simon. Baltimore has a huge advantage over Detroit, though. A gigantic advantage over Detroit. And that is the fact that Baltimore has a inner harbor and a beautiful, you know, it's got a lot more, you know, Babe Ruth's home, the B&O Museum. It's an older city than Detroit, you know, and it has one of the 13 colonies. So it's always very heavily trafficked by tourists. Maryland has the beautiful Eastern Shore and the Chesapeake Bay and all that. So Fat Bastard says, I'm friends with Donnie. I really like his B van. Are you going to the van build camo day? Yeah, I'm probably going to go to the van build and offer my services. Thank you. Thank you, Harvey. I'm probably going to go offer my services at the van build. I'd like to meet Camo Dave. That would be pretty cool out there. Well, yes, Baltimore has old money that remained there. It's during the Civil War when stuff started getting real shitty in 1864 in the South. A lot of people started putting their gold, and a lot of ladies and men in the South started loading their gold onto trains and smuggling it into Baltimore, into some of the old trust companies and banks there. There's a lot of old money. JK No Cow, how you doing? Yeah, Baltimore has sea access. There's a lot. It's got Fort McHenry there. It's got a lot of attractions to it. But like outside of that core, forget about it. It was unchoochable. You know, you could not go down those streets without definitely, positively having probably a very violent encounter. And the cops aren't going to come into that area. The cops are not going to come into that area. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing, sweetie? Hope you're feeling good. Oh, you love my brain. How about that? Redistribution of wealth across America would be great. Well, you know, how can you force a better economy on Detroit? You can give tax breaks, you know, tax abatements, worker hire credits. But at the end of the day, you know, a company like Amazon's going to, you know, Detroit's going to put a package together. Hey, let's put the Amazon headquarters, or if we're Tesla, let's put a battery factory in Detroit. There's a lot of empty buildings. There's a lot of infrastructure. But at the end of the day, it's not just economics. Michigan is supposedly a high tax state, and Detroit, and you have crumbling infrastructure. You got lousy schools. You got personal threats to safety there to a lot of people. So it's like, you know, they're going to weigh that off and veer more towards the Sun Belt and those kind of areas. Sweet Pineapple Pam says, you're so kind to everyone, Rosie. Love your positivity. Thank you, honey. I just refuse to be all involved in the drama. All of my focus is on travel, and trips, and bringing you content. That's my big thing. What type of necklace? Any meaning? This is from Joseph Kane. It's made from iron down in Australia. Iron ore, polished iron ore. It's beautiful. Okay, take care, Mark Handler. Take care. Thank you very much for stopping by. So, Las Vegas, any suggestions of things that you guys would like to do down in Vegas? It's going to be hot. Activities are limited during the daytime. Most of our stuff begins about 8:30 at night. You know, hey, I'm here. How are you? Ni hao, Johnny West. Ni tami yan. Habo hao. Everyone loves drama, even the ones who say they don't. I don't know. What I noticed was the highways and interstate roads are in dire need of repair. Hey, Kiwana, how you doing, beautiful? Colleen, that's the statement of the day. That is the statement of the day. The roads are horrific in there. Insane chef, union labor, yes. Even the man himself, who's unionized, admitted right there on the Miller Bridge, where famous confrontations with Ford and Pinkertons and strikers occurred, said, you know, it's basically the union demands for wages that just busted the help contribute a lot to the destruction. After dark in Vegas. There you go, Sandy. Let's see. Penny Pincher said, Miss Rosie, is there one food that is somewhat of a constant while you're traveling? If so, how is it different in different places? The one big constant was coffee, and the variability of coffee was amazing. Like Tim Hortons in Toronto was outstanding. Tim Hortons in Detroit sucked. You know, Tim Hortons here at home is outstanding. It's like Toronto again. So I don't really know. And of course, the morning donut was always a constant. The big shocker to me was how cheap things were in the Midwest, Nebraska, Wyoming, Michigan, Chicago, relative to California. It was like, you know, the morning cup of Java was, I don't know, it was really cheap, you know, and it was just super cheap in some places. And food, you look at a menu in Cheyenne, Wyoming, you can see the videos coming up. I mean, it was just, you know, it was pretty cheap. Fat Bastard says, Rosie, are you going to stay with D-Dubs permanently? No, I'm not, Fat Bastard. Thank you, Miss Kitty, says Q-Top. How can we survive as a country if we can move our commerce from point A to B? Well, Colleen, you take a case of Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for 9 months. You lived in Hawaii for years. Now, Hawaii has something called the Jones Act, okay, which means by law, if you want to transport material between two United States ports, you must use a flag carrier. Therefore, when I shipped my car from Oakland to Honolulu, I had to use either Matson Navigation or Sea-Land transportation. They had to be United States flagged ships. Now, the cost of that helps to make Hawaii, what they call the price of paradise over there, is incredibly expensive. You know, everything has to be brought in basically to the island. So putting it on a U.S. flagship, you know, it might help maintain our commerce fleet, but you got to weigh that off against the cost that people are paying there. Carlos said, Rosie, tell Elvis stop uploading videos of eating ice cream. It's disgusting. It was so hot that night outside of Margie's Candies in Detroit. And he's all pissed off because I'm capturing the elevated train for the end of my video of Margie's Candies. And that, as soon as you stepped out of that place with your ice cream, that shit was out of control, man. It was like 90 degrees and it was hot as hell. Were you surprised by anything at any city you visit? Yes, I was surprised how beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin is. I was also surprised how beautiful the state of Wisconsin was. Driving across Wisconsin, I went from Milwaukee and went southwest across all the great farmlands, Madison, through Madison and out to Dubuque, Iowa, and down that way. I was impressed by Milwaukee, how clean the city was, how great the people were. This is in counterpoint to Elvis. How well priced things were, price-wise. There was good values in Milwaukee. The beauty of the city and also the beauty of driving across Wisconsin was unparalleled there. I did a lot from the order from the man. It takes forever, and it's 20 to 25% shipping fee. Yeah, Milwaukee's beautiful, Kawan. It really is. Hey, Joe Smith. I don't know, Kit and Kat. I just know it was so damn hot for most of the trip, and not having air conditioning any night. Why did Marshall hate Milwaukee? What ticked him off so bad? I think he ran into some conventioneers from the Northwest Northwestern Mutual Insurance Company was having a big convention in town. And that's probably, I don't know, 5,000 agents or something. And everything started cool in the day. You know, you'd see them going in and out of spots for lunch or walking along. But as the day went on and they started to hit the bars, and then they would start spilling out, you try to get down the street and they're blocking the sidewalks and you have to walk onto the street and stuff. And as the day went on, it seemed like they kind of got more and more rowdy and more out of control on the streets down there. And I think that, you know, him wearing the dashiki and having the Sony camera on the end of the stick, it's a little different than a selfie stick. It probably opened him up for some comment on the streets or something. So didn't like the stares. Well, you got to get your exercise. Got to get your exercise. Loved your vid the other day. Love one meal dishes. Have my agreed will make. There you go. I don't know if that's for me. Tanya said, I love your trip, Rosie. Could have done without Marshall's constant complaining. I think he was in pretty good form until Milwaukee. I think he was fatigued by that point. You got to remember, Marshall was used to getting up at the crack of noon before. I'm not like that. I like to be up and at him at, you know, 7:30 a.m. I like to get showered. I like to clean up. I like to get my donut and my coffee and do the morning hangout. Man, then I like to go out and do stuff. And that was quite a shocking change for him. The amount of walking that was done. He never had to do any driving except Toronto, and that sure as hell amazed me when he was able to park his 19-foot camper van plus a 3-foot rack in the middle of Pride in downtown Toronto. To find a parking spot to park that camper van was almost a miracle. But at that point, I knew that we couldn't take the Lisa Marie anywhere just because of the limitations of parking. So we ended up doing, you know, 500 miles in my van in Detroit, 500 miles in my van in Chicago. You know, riding around out to Buffalo, outside of Buffalo to see Kim out there, the Queen of Buffalo, and riding out to see Andrea out there and Lady T. So he didn't really have to worry about that. But it was a lot of movement. And I think by the time he got fatigued, Sweet Pineapple said, lead with a smile. Yeah, you should smile more and engage people. I had the most fun when I'm engaging people on the trip. He's just, we have different interests. Yeah, he used my stuff. We have different likes. I really like, it was nice to help build the box. I really enjoy architecture and core downtown areas. They're really beautiful. Thank you, Charlie B. That Ford Museum was amazing, wasn't it? That ride around Detroit, the good in the hood, that was pretty amazing to go around there and see that. The hoods of Baltimore. Every city I went to, I tried to get the good in the hood on there. Unfortunately, in Milwaukee, we ended up, you know, hit the bad hood the first day. Here comes IRC Bully with his bandana on his neck. I do have a high tolerance. What place had the best food, Rosie? I guess I have to give, I don't know, you want to talk about, let's say overall Chicago had the best food. Baltimore had great food. I got down on the crabs and all that, and the soft crab sandwich. But I'm saying for day to day, Marshall would say Detroit had the best food because it had top of the line Middle Eastern food, which was great. I would say Chicago for the selection, the places that you could go, the prices, it was all good. Yeah, Milwaukee's got some hoods too. Yeah, I went through some. Yeah, I think it's a different side of Marshall. I think I bring out a better side. Yeah, the storm was horrifying to me in Cheyenne. I absolutely thought for a moment that I was going to lose it in the rig because we were hydroplaning through 6 inches of hail. I had no traction. There were truckers blowing by, and they didn't hardly slow down rolling through. And I thought, if I get stopped or I hit this bridge, if I, we're right on an overpass, and I thought, if I hit this curb on the side and come to a halt, I'm not going to be able to keep going, because people are like, pull off the road. I thought, I'm never going to get back to on ramp again because it's a sheet of ice. And I was going to tell D, I said, look, man, you got to be ready to jump. If we hit the curb or if we stop here, we're going to have to jump out of the van and flee for our lives and roll down this hill and get under this bridge, because a semi is going to come along and it's going to knock the little rascal van the length of a football field. Okay. And I don't want to be in that when that happens. That was scary as you know what. The indicators coming up on my dashboard, slippery road. It was terrible. It was horrifying. It was absolutely terrible. It was frightening as hell, that storm. There was no BS. It was dramatic, Kit and Kat. Nobody likes the feeling of not having control of their vehicle. And you're hydroplaning and stuff. Same thing happened a little bit when I hit that storm coming into Salt Lake on the way home. It was a flash storm, and the highway can't clear the water that fast. And all of a sudden you get the sensation you're driving through a river, and it's like, oh shit, here we go again. Yeah, DF Knox says my favorite was Niagara Falls. That was excellent. I want to tell you about this. I need all kinds of repairs on the vehicle, McFly. I've got a windshield that's basically destroyed. It has zillions of microchips in it. And I mean zillions of microchips in it. Okay, you can see all over it. Okay, that's from Detroit, kicking up stuff, all these different places. I've got hail damage. I've got some of the undercarriage torn off in the front up there from probably rolling over a recap tire that was retread that was out on the road that got blown off. There's a lot of things that need to be done. So, but I'll tell you what, this van, no matter what was dished out to it, no matter what the weather conditions, no matter how terrible the road conditions, the heat, pulling the Rockies, pulling the Sierras, pulling the Wasatch Mountains, no matter what I asked this van to do, it did it. And that temperature gauge never varied off of the set point. It just did an amazing job. That union-built vehicle will fall apart. Sell it while it still has value. Well, it's almost paid off. I'll probably just run it into the ground. It did such a good job. Hey, Dawn, how you doing, sweetie? As far as, yeah, the Rosie Mobile rocked it all. I was really thrilled for that. We went through some terrific heat and humidity, traffic conditions. My brakes are gone in the front now. They were absolutely worn down to the nuts on there. I've got to get that changed out. Oh, okay. Chris says I got lucky this year. No damage. Drove over 5,000 miles, but I stayed low on I-40 roads. Are super good. The roads up in Michigan will just wreck cars. I mean, when I got to Michigan, a lot of cars are rusted out because of salt conditions. The roads were horrific. And when I got back, I don't know where in the heck I got to, some other place, and there was all the, where did I get back? Oh, I got back to Reno, and all the cars looked like they'd been put through crushers. That's like it's like the worst drivers in the world, or not worst drivers. There's more cars that are taped up with lenses hanging on them, headlights with duct tape holding them on, rear ends that have been smashed in on it, missing fenders on the sides. You always know when you're in Reno. It's like drinking and driving. How many miles has the little rascal done in total? We just turned 50,000 miles. Greatest ever says my daughter wrecked her car in the rain on the highway last night. She was hysterical, and I bet she was when she called. I did get my brakes done before I left. Yeah, I need to have my I need to get my brakes done. Normally in my earlier days I would just crawl over and crawl under and do it myself. I'm just not up for that anymore. It's simple, Jake. There's so much competition for brake jobs that I'll just go over to Big O or something like that. Wow, Kim says I wrecked in the Poconos during a snowstorm, broke my jaw. Wow. Jeez. You don't like left on red. I don't like, I probably blew through 3 stoplights the whole time. I did one in Detroit. They must have really thought I was a local barreling through, man. I just went cruising right through the intersection. And it was like something out of a Keystone Cops movie. As I moved in, everything slowed down to slow motion, and I perceived that there was a car coming from my left, and it just barely cleared the front of the car, and at the same time there was a car coming from the other direction that just barely cleared. You could almost feel a whisker of bumper as I slid perfectly. It was almost like a stunt move there. Les Schwab, yeah. I'm going to leave for, we're going fishing the 15th, which is a Thursday. We're going to go out salmon fishing. I'm going to try to leave probably Sunday because the rates are much, I don't have to, I am going to be in a hotel. I'm going to treat myself this time. I need to chill out and relax. Las Vegas is not the kind of place that, drops down to 90, 92 degrees at night. You ain't going to make it. 88 degrees is about my cutoff for sleeping in the van. So it's going to be the 18th of August I'm taking off. Make sure you get ceramic brake pads. That's probably a good idea, Red Pill. I really do need that. Yeah, so Les Schwab, we'll see about we'll see what they do. You know what? The other great thing though was I get pool time, Mouse Toes, tons of pool time. I'll be going back to the topless pool with the Stratosphere, and I'll be doing all kinds of fun crap down there. Happy birthday to you, Amy, pre-birthday. Be putting up a lot of content, more reviews. Hey, Charlie, how you doing, sweetie? Says the grasshoppers are crazy. I'll probably have my S10 phone by that point, and that'll be a wider angle so it encompasses more of me when I'm doing selfies and things. So, yeah, the naked. I have a lot of fun down there. I have a lot of fun while I still can. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to delve more onto the food scene, the cheap food scene in Las Vegas. I want to explore that a lot. D's all for that. We got all wrapped up into the California Hotel $9.99 prime rib special, which is great. Which is great. But I got to venture off and try some other stuff too. Down there, so we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. X. Yeah, it's going to cost a little bit, a hotel, but I need to be comfortable. I can't afford to be heat stroke. There were a couple of days I felt bad down there, but I have to tell you, it all worked out. Yeah, the grasshoppers in Vegas. Good day, Joni. I don't know whether you're coming or going, honey, but good to see you. Grasshoppers. Who knew that there were cockroaches everywhere down there? It's insane. It's going to be hot, but I don't give a flip about the heat. I don't think I'm going to do a hostel because I found some hotels are as cheap as a hostel. So I'm like, hey, sure, hey Sherry, hey Sherry, how are you, honey? I was trying to think. Something slipped my mind. I was going to tell you something that I can't remember what it was. Something was. Oh, yeah, I have to give kudos to Verizon. Yeah, thank you. If you enjoy the content on the channel, I never collect or demand taxes. If you enjoy the content, paypal.me/Rosie O'Kelly. Tips are welcome. Taxes never are. So there's no demand. Your patronage watching the channels here is wonderful. Colleen says, I'm coming to mainland this winter, but I'm having a tough time with the ticket because of the planes being grounded. So, yeah, stop, you're hungry. So, Yeah, look at Sandy. I demand no cheat. You know, Sandy Callie, she's been on my channel. Boy, I look like I got sun. She's been on my channel since almost day one. And that's saying a lot with almost 22,000 subscribers and stuff. She's been an amazing person and a great supporter of me for years. And remember, I only put PayPal on and Super Chat like a year ago or something like that. Otherwise, I never had it. But she was really funny. She wanted to do a challenge for me in Chicago. But she said, she sent me a Gmail. She said, "What's the nearest hotel to you?" And I knew right away, bing, my antenna went up. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to do this challenge because I don't want anybody to have to pop out for an expensive hotel. And I hated to tell her. I said, I got to decline the challenge because I cannot in good faith do that to you. And she understood that, much to her credit. Now, Vegas is a much cheaper, operation. Yeah, Sandy Callie's like, "You kill me, Rosie. I'm trying so hard to teach you the girly stuff. Forget about it. Forget about it. I just have to be happy as third gender of what I am. A nice mix of both." So, thank you, Red Pill. Yeah, thumbs up or appreciate it. What hotel? The Gold Spike is cheap down there. That's real nice. We will get you one day. Hey, Mallory, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. The Gold Spike is really nice. It's thank you, greatest ever. It's not overrun with people. It's nice. It's a great base of operations, and it's got the ghetto 7-Eleven across from it, so it's kind of cool. If D's there, I got to make sure he doesn't get locked out. Imagine that night when he's like, he lost his key too, right? I'm not the only one that lost the key. And these dummies wouldn't let him just at least walk up and bang on my door at a hotel. I don't need a new webcam. It's just, I need this. This computer's been on for literally 2 months. So I probably need to clean it up. I just need to get it restarted, cleared. I need to get the the Oasis was wonderful. I need to get, what am I saying? I need to get the Streamlabs working again. I want to get the text-to-speech working again before I go, so people, if they want to tip, it's da-da-da-da-da-da. All their information is private, and it's fun. They can read out their text messages on the live while I'm chooching and stuff like that. So, yeah, those 7-Elevens were a trip, weren't they? They were a trip. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Mallory. So, I'm not sure if the Oasis is overpriced. I found it very good down there. I found it very nice. I found the location was wonderful. Parking was easy. It was a good launching pad. But I'll check it out. It may not be there. It may not be there. We shall see what it'll be. Hey, boa tarde, Alex. Bienvenida. Nice to see you. Yeah, the Opera 7-Elevens. So I'll look it up. I'll see. Texas will pack up amazing Mac box. No fear. But we will put little stickers for everything to know. I got 2 boxes that are sitting here with boxy charms that haven't even been opened. All I do, guys, I don't know makeup, right? All my haters will tell you. I don't know makeup. I just put a little bit of eyeliner on and lipstick, and that's it. I mean, that's all I know to do. You know how many ladies have sat on the road? I'd love to set you down in a chair and just show you what makeup could really do for you. Take care, greatest ever. I'm like, hey, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, banging the head. Yeah, I think my makeup for simple as I am, oh, I'm on the go. Joe Smith, thank you. She said your makeup. I'm a simple gal, you know. Okay, take care, Colleen. Take care, sweetie. Nice to see you. Aloha, and have a good one. That's so funny. I listened to Colleen's hangouts and those frogs. And everybody's like, "Can you go out and execute those frogs out back? They're really getting on my nerves." I'm going to be doing some more content. I have more videos that I have to put up from the trip. I want to say again a special thank you to Alpine Gulch, Alpine Girl there for her hospitality and willing to have my van dropped at her place by the truck and just sitting out there. We had such a good time for a day and a half, and also meeting Spanky Ham down there. It was great. It's meeting people on the road. And one thing that I really loved on this trip was people always knew where I was going next, and I was able to meet people accordingly that reached out to me in advance, like Alpine, and said, "Hey, you're coming through, stop. I'm just off the exit there," and hit it, meet them, and have a blast. Vehicle was hitting overpass while I was putting on lipstick, didn't skip a beat. I'm not sure if I'd get tattooed mascara. I'm very interested in getting some more temp tattoos. I was very impressed with them. They laugh about a week, some very forward, edgy stuff. It's always a lot of fun to me. Nothing wrong with simple. Beats the industrial strength Home Depot spackle women wear today. Yeah. Food looked good this summer. I got to hand it to. I'm gonna get a couple new wigs too. I got to hand it to Marshall, especially. He was very good at picking out food places that weren't budget busting. He was excellent on the Middle Eastern food. There was not one bombed out meal that I had there. There was nothing I wouldn't eat. It all tasted delicious. It was amazing, the Middle Eastern food experience. That's a big reason why I went to that. Yeah, no, I've never worn. I don't have mascara. I guess I could start wearing that, but I have long lashes, but you can't really see them. I always think what Mallory Williams would do to get to tie me down in the chair down there. The time has come. Oh, that's a good idea, Jonas. How you doing, Kevin? Nice to see. Rosie, can you stitch all the cinematic footage together with you narrating historical places of interest? I think that would be awesome. What an outstanding idea. What an outstanding idea that is, Kevin. That's man, I miss seeing you around. That's great. Good brain. Good Irish brain over there. Do they have Middle Eastern food where you live? There's two places. They both suck. They're terrible. Rosie, in all these years, have you ever been on cam without a wig? I think on my very earliest days, I had very short hair back in 2013 in that summer. So I love wigs. I love the style they give. You can have all different kind of choices. I pulled off some pretty good looks over the years, right, Mallory? And some pretty wicked. That's right, Mallory. You don't like me. I keep forgetting. But travel log, fab ideas, John. That's really good. Yeah. So the Middle Eastern food was a good surprise. I never ate it at McDonald's. I did it at McDonald's. I'm not going to lie. I got to North Platte, Nebraska after driving from Milwaukee. Everything was closed. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And the only place that was open was McDonald's. And I got the combination butter chicken sandwich and some fries and a drink, which was pretty good. There's a lot of people that don't come on the chat too often here that gave a lot of help on the road too. Although I didn't meet Guns because I thought I didn't want to just kind of be rude and take off on my own and just leave Marshall to meet him. But I think he understood. He did give us the tip for Bert's Pizza, which was great. You know, I have nothing but I have great respect for David Guns, but I would feel it's a little awkward just to kind of separate off. I don't know. It's a weakness of mine, right? Maybe over hospitable or something like that. But for Mike and Crystal Loyal, with the way they helped me with ideas of how to get across to Canada. Yeah, I get McDonald's coffee's good. Yeah, so I stayed sick of I'm sick of people defining out friendship as it fits their narrative in the moment. Yeah, I think Mallory, my opinion is I think it takes a long time. It takes a long time to forge friendship, and usually friendships have to survive a couple of ups and downs as you get to know the peaks and valleys of each other's personalities, of each other's egos, of each other's expectations. And after a while, those hills and valleys, if you're going to become friendly, they start to mesh. The hard edges get knocked off, and they start to mesh like a jigsaw puzzle. And I don't think that's accomplished overnight. You know, I think something like that is battle born. It's like, well, okay, you're a friend to me now. How is that going to be? How is it going to be in adversity? And Mallory and I, we've run through our valleys of adversity before, not in a horrific way. You know, she knows I'm not a person to curse. I'm not a person to go on. You know, only 2 times in 6.5 years I've ever really cut loose on YouTube. She knows the kind of person I am, right? I'll just suck one up on the team. I'm not going to make a big show about things. But we've battle tested each other. You know, I've seen her at her worst coming from me, and she knows how I felt about her at times. But you follow people's journeys through. And when she resurfaced 6 or 9 months ago, her honesty is on point. Her straightforwardness with what she does, her take no prisoners kind of attitude. She's much more feisty than I am, but I've got years on her. And you know, you catch glimpses of people that you like, and you feel like this is what the type of person I enjoy. It does not mean that I sign off on everything that Mallory does, but she has her own style, and that's why people have the ability to subscribe and unsubscribe channels, because if it's very offensive to you, then you have the ability to not see that again when you put it on your block list. So I have to say, for me, you know, I'm happy. I know I surprised her when Missy Jenn went on our journey in 2017 or whatever, or 2018. I'm not exactly sure when it was anymore, but when I reached out to her and said I'd love to meet you, and you know, I think that she was happy about that. Hey, Otame, because I like to meet people. I like to meet people. When you meet people in person, it really does cement relationships. Hey, Joey D, I think, and Mallory, I think that's why so many of the friendships are so transitory on YouTube, because you'll catch a glimpse. You know, you'll think one way about somebody, and then something will happen down the line, and you're like, well, I don't even really think you know, he or she likes me anyway. Or friends will message you and say, for God's sakes, you know, you're being talked about behind your back, you know, and you friendships take time to forge. They do. Real friendships endure. And I don't think anybody thinks the road to friendship is paved with roses and sachet pouches and things. Has a different, is going to be in for a big surprise in life. So, especially on YouTube. Let's see. Mallory says my hair seems to be the most offensive on YouTube. I don't know. Rosie can only be friends with people. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But I do wish people the best. You know, I'm not going to, you know, I put an opinion out this morning on Mallory's video, and you know, I stand by that opinion, but I'm not one that's going to go to war and get tied up in things. You know, I have a lot of affection for both of the parties. So, he could have a mainstream TV show similar to the Kardashians, right? Yeah, Life with Rosie. Hey, we're going wig shopping today. Woo! How you doing, Bosco? Good to see you. Oh man, wouldn't my little van be a hit while the Kardashians are whizzing around in Bentleys and top of the line BMWs? And oh, here comes our new friend Rosie. Hey, Kim. Hey, Courtney. How you doing, everybody? Woo! Rosie is here. Could you imagine that? Within a within a month, the Kardashians is off the air. That's it. You know, Rosie killed the show. Thank you. You either get fan mail that loves me or hates me. You know. Okay. It's all good. I think things always work out in the end on YouTube. It seems like um, tempers are kind of frazzled this summer. I'm not quite sure why, but I am very glad. Yeah, I hardly do anything over me. This thing I just picked up in Detroit because of the cold wave that came in Dearborn. It's just has gone, but a bit blurred here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to, when I'm done, I'm going to have to just restart. I haven't turned the camera off in months, so Missy Jenn kept things going on this end here, and I was very appreciative of that. It's a focus. The focus chief's trying to focus on here. You know, it's an older computer too, so you know me. Buy it, run it into the ground, run it right down to the nuts, then repair it, and then off to the junker. Yeah, I'm pixelated. Wait a minute. Da da. I am pixelated. Do do do. Yeah, Murders in Gilroy. You know, Murders in Gilroy. There you go. And that's, I think 3 people were gunned down at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Look, man, you got to be a nut to go to the Gilroy Garlic Festival anyway. It's like, it's at the hottest weekend of the year. When I came down from the Sierras, you know, yesterday it was 110 degrees across the valley floor. Forget about it. Forget about it. How you doing, Draft Tour, Steve? And nice to see you. Just, it's hot as hell down there. Tempers flare. Beer is served. The garlic gets near. It's about, it's just south of San Jose. I'm going to say it's 110 miles away from me. It's at the south end of the Bay Area, below San Jose. And it's all, you know, it's all like a gangbanger area. Yeah, a child got involved and got hit. I hope you're doing good, Sister Earth. So, yeah, I hope people work things out on YouTube. I always do, you know, but personalities, as I've said before, this is a place that has very strong personalities. I consider Mallory one of the very strong personalities. And strong personalities, you know, they, you know, that's what they are. They're strong. They just, they can plow through the heaviest going. Hey, Classic, how are you? Classic Computers. And although I'm not verbally, you know, I'm mentally tough to plow through stuff too and keep rolling through, although I don't ever, I can't say ever, I went on 2 tirades in 6.5 years. Otherwise, I push it aside because it doesn't, it's all that stuff is not, it's not good for trying to make content and building something here on YouTube. And that's my goal. I meet people, I attempt to be nice to people, and knock on wood, most of those relationships still endure today. Yeah, we're all on this crazy ride together. You know, Marshall wants to play it from the WWE angle, so they're like sitting in the seats at the arena just throwing shit down. You know, the bad guys, I'm gonna crush it. The hell with all of you. This city sucks. I hate Baltimore. You know, you people are idiots. You know, all that. I chipped against Jimmy Rance once, who's a good friend of mine. I always liked Jimmy Rance. I always did. We fell out of favor, and I wished him the best. I always enjoyed. He's a brilliant talker, and we connected. We were both Colts fans. We knew a lot about Baltimore, and we had a connection there. And I think the other one was Amanda May. Other than those two, that's it. The two. Hey Rosie, love your channel. Just started watching since Baltimore trip. Video on. Thank you very much, Rolling Rocks. More fun to come. So that top looks lovely on you and comfortable. It really is. I can't wait. As soon as this is over, I'm going to take a break. I got a lot of stuff accomplished today. I'm going to let Jen upload her video. I'm going to go out and get some sun. Yeah, he's dead smart. I always enjoyed that. Yeah, violence has no place on YouTube. And when everybody goes low, not everybody, but when people go low and start cursing and calling people C word and B word, that's where I punch my ticket on that stuff. You know, if you have to go that low with that limited vocabulary to choose to fillet somebody, then I'm just stunned. Yeah, there's Jimmy. Is that the real Jimmy? I don't know. I don't know if that's the real Jimmy. I don't know. It's just somebody that, you know, I always had a great affection for Jimmy. I mean, he was such an excellent conversationalist, and he was so fun, and he moderated, you know, and he pulled back. I got to give Jimmy a lot of credit. When stuff went off the rails, he concentrated on his new wife and doing what he needed to do in Colorado, and he pulled away. And I think he had his Lance camper, and he and Bobby did some trips, and I was really glad for that, because Jimmy found balance again, which I've never found really on YouTube. But you know, I'll never forget the night after we'd been separated for about a year ago, when I had Drury and Jimmy on at the same time. I think Elvis. It was like we captured lightning in a bottle again for one night, you know, and it was an epic. Yeah, the Arctic Fox camper. One sub wished he'd come back because I've seen hilarious stuff with it. Anyway, I'm really glad to see him around, and he adds immeasurably to YouTube, because he has a perfect personality for. He could be like a Johnny Carson or somebody like that. That's really cool that Jimmy's. I'm not kissing your ass, Jimmy. I didn't even know that you were here today. You know? Oh man. Yeah, Red Pill said if it wasn't for Elvis, I would have never found Rosie. It's amazing how many people say if it wasn't for Rosie, I wouldn't have found Elvis, and you know, all roads crisscross and stuff like that. But I'm really glad to see him. I'm really glad to see him around. I think he got frustrated with a lot of the crap that came down. No, he's just, you know, we shared a lot of the love of things Baltimore and the Colts and all that. We would just, there aren't many people you can share that with. And, you know, I can tell he's extremely happy in life now, which is a great thing. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, a lot of people found that. I think he'll be, I don't know about him coming to California. I think you got to prioritize stuff on YouTube. You've got to get your teeth tended to. You know, last time I checked here on the Rancho, we can do a lot of stuff. We can rebuild engines. We can do construction projects. We can rebuild vintage audio equipment. We can do a lot of stuff. Missy Jenn can drive a tractor with the best of and teach you anything you need to know about farming. But to my knowledge, Missy Jenn, we've not taken up the art of dentistry. Well, actually, we did one time, didn't we, when I gorilla glued my tooth back on. Didn't work out too good. You know, I took that gorilla glue in the shop and put that cap back on. And then I'm eating a roast beef, and I'm like, what was that? Where's my cap? Yes, Pop. Bella Rose, there's the Queen of Buffalo. Hi, sweetie pie. Yeah, so I can't do dental work for Marshall. You know, he's got to go down there and he's got to get it. He's got to get that tended to. Well, you know, I'm not a dentist and I don't play one on TV, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But I'm not gonna. You know, that's his own deal down there. He's going to have to deal with that. Generator boxes I can build, construction projects. Thank you, Bella Rose. I'll never be as gorgeous as you, honey. All the construction projects that you want to do, bathrooms, roll-in showers with no barrier-free, all that crap. But I cannot do dentistry. Do you think you will make it to Santa Fe this year? Yes, I will. See you in October. As soon as Missy Jenn gets her, I don't know if it's the beginning or the end. September. Yeah, the beginning of October. As soon as I get her stabilized here. Well, I'm not going to leave immediately. No, I'm going to be around for a week afterward. There ain't no way. I'm going to be around. I'm going to be around.
2 days, that's it.
2 days. I got to keep an eye on you. You're not going to hit me, are you? Are you going to hit? Yeah.
You don't even know.
You're looking very provocative
You
now.
were gone for 7 weeks. You don't even know who I am anymore.
I know. She's scaring me. Hey, Norm. She's scaring me on here. Charlie, so I hope I get to meet you down in, if you're down in that way in Santa Fe and down there. I'd love, I can't wait to see Santa Fe down there. There's people that want to meet down there and have a great time. Yeah, Jen saved beatings till after the stream. Huh? She don't mess around. She's a strong gal, let me tell you. How you doing, the Canadian Clipper Norm F in the chat? In the chat today. Nice to see you. My family's from Santa Fe. My sister and I hope to meet you. Man, that would be wonderful, Charlie. You've always been a great pal of mine through years of chat and everything else. So I'm looking forward to definitely looking forward to meeting you. And yeah, so don't forget the 15th, we're going to go fishing, which will be on Thursday. We'll have the overnight party afterward. It'll be a live stream event again, and serve up that fish, have a fish fry, and whatever. About 3:45 in Mexico for crowns, has a friendly one. Yeah, it's definitely going to be, you're going to save half to 2/3 on the cost of dentistry. I need to run. Great seeing you, Jimmy. Thank you very much, my friend. Best to Bobby. Hey, you know, the dentist in National City, which is right over the border, and Chula Vista, you have to also investigate them because they feel a lot of the pressure of Mexican dentistry over the border in Tijuana and also in places like Yuma, Arizona. So you might be surprised, and you might have a little more recourse if the shit goes bad in some of those border cities on the U.S. Side. Hey, Joshua, thank you for the sub. Been very happy. Chula Vista, baby. I've been very happy with the people coming on board lately. It's been great. I think travel, yeah, it's a bad place to come down. You take care, Joe Smith. Karina says, I live in Chula Vista. There you go, in National City and those places. Karina, maybe you have some insight on dentistry and how much pressure places like Tijuana put on local dental prices there. You know, dentistry is not cheap. I spent $4,000 last summer on 2 crowns, 2 root canals in 1 week, and a filling. So $4 grand for that, and I had dental insurance. I'll go figure. I'm going to be experimenting for Hangouts too. I want to try to get my Streamlabs going again so the text-to-speech works. That's always much more fun when you're walking along and the text-to-speech is coming on and you hear it over the speaker, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, just finding one there is hard. All the hawkers, exactly, Mouseto. You got to really do your research well. Got to really do your research well. Anyway, I am going to wrap up the Hangout. I want to thank everybody for being on the stream today. I'm going to go get a little bit of sunshine, and then I'm going to put up some more video. I interrupted Missy Jenn's upload. I want to apologize and thank her for giving me the train way through there to get it uploaded. She's got a video coming up on Jen and Rosie Reality TV. Check it out tomorrow night on Rosie McNamara channel. The Welcome Back Bikini Baking, going to be making a peach pie with some of the wonderful peaches that Missy Jenn harvested. How you doing, Nicole? Nice to see you, sweetie pie. Thanks for stopping by today. So I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's nice to have a channel that's just all fun. Okay. Rebecca, thank you. Rebecca Alcini. Y'all have a wonderful day. Might be live tonight, I'm not sure, but definitely content coming up, and tomorrow night for sure. No problem, Nicole. Y'all take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Woo!